Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Oulton Park Circuit, Little Budworth, England, where tonight the TNT Shock Series will take on the 2.65-mile International with no chicanes layout of the Oulton Park Circuit. My name is Chris Graham. It is a pleasure to have you joining us here this evening. Production and camera design by Mr. Connor Baldwin. Getting ready for qualifications to get underway here. Let's tell you quickly about the results from 1 week ago, as well as the point standings. At Lucas Oil Raceway, J.W. Miller getting the win over Stephen Thompson and Christian Jasper. James Curtis, Simon Fell, your top five 1 week ago. The big deal here is going to be the point standings. Mike McConville with a 2-point lead over West Shire. Kevin Smalley sitting 10 back of Shire, 12 back of the point leader. Jason Owens, James Watson, your top five. Owens will not be in the race tonight because he's slacking off on vacation. 6 through 10, J.W. Miller, Simon Fell, Bill Walker, Dave Sparks, and Alex Teeter. Still only 50 points separating, actually 40 points separating 10th from first, with a long way to go here. Only 4 rounds complete in the TNT Shock Series season. Let's quickly show you the lap times here. Well, we can't even show them to you, but Jeff Groff going to be your quickest in practice at a 1:19.995 only car to get in the 1 minute 19 second bracket, a new face to the TNT Series. Dan Smith, Nagisa Yashikawa, James Curtis, Simon Fell, your top five. Now qualifications going to get underway. 10 minutes will be the time on the clock for these drivers. And we can already hear some of them starting to get ready to rip here out of the pit area. Here's Daniel Smith out on the racetrack. Should be the first car to trip the timing lines. Same layout as what we saw run in the TNT Bolt Series. However, it is going to run very, very differently with the shock cars here. A large part of that is because of the downforce, but also the more horsepower that they have under the hood of these Tatus PM18 race cars. We'll follow along here with Dan Smith as he's going to start his first qualification lap. Over the start-finish line, down towards turn number 1. This is Old Hall Corner. Sharp right-hand corner, going to be very treacherous at the start of this race. Down the avenue towards Denton. This is turn number 2. Turn 3 is the Cascades, a very difficult off-camber entry. Left-hand turn number 3. You'll run down Lakeside towards Island Bend, which is turn number 4. A fast, sweeping left-hand corner. Does require some off-throttle time, possibly a little bit of brake. Short run down into the bowl, which is Shell Oil's corner at turn number 5. Turn 6 is unnamed. That's what Smith is crossing through right now. The big run up Hilltop, aptly named because, well, it's at the Hilltop, before you head down to Knickerbrook, which is turn number 7. Sharp right-hand corner, another very good passing zone, but you got to be careful in how you attempt that pass because you snap right back to the left through Clay Hill, down at turn 9, which is Water Tower, and into the right-handed snap that is Druid's Corner. Underneath the Workwick Bridge, through Lodge Corner at turn number 11. Again, a tightening right-hand corner, another good passing opportunity, but you better be good with it on corner exit because it is a very quick left through Leap Deer across the start-finish line. Lap number 1 going to be Dan Smith heading to the top of the speed charts as we are just 3 minutes into this 10-minute qualification session. Next car to come across the line going to be James Watson. Westshire goes second quick. See what Watson's going to be able to do here. No purple sectors. Watson going to come home fourth quick behind James Curtis. This is one of those instances. Simon Fell going purple in Sector 5, does it as well in Sector 6. He's already got a win here tonight. Follow him across the line. Second, quick 121.378. Alex Teeter going to move to fifth quick on the board, dropping James Watson down to 6th. I want to thank everybody who's tuned in here on YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here. We can get your comments on the air during this broadcast, so let us know where you're watching from, who your favorite's going to be. Daniel Smith decreases, I guess, the quick time, 120.808. He's going to have almost 0.6 of a second now on Simon Fell. Christian Jasper very quick in the Bolt race just a little bit ago. He's going to move up to third fastest on the speed charts at a 121.638. A little bit of tire lock up there. You hear him squealing on Simon Fell's machine. As he comes over the start-finish line, will not see an improvement. 121.5 going to be the lap time there for Simon Fell. Pick up Mike McConville in the number 60. Daniel Smith, once again, on a flyer. Does not improve. Actually, last lap, almost identical lap time. Pretty impressive there. Consistency-wise for Daniel Smith, as we're down to just about 4 minutes left. Oh, big slide off the racetrack for, for Mike McConville. How about Christian Jasper jumping up the second quick, 121.096. He is not far off from Daniel Smith's quick time. Now Jeff Groff going to move up to second quick, 120.899 in the number 11. Following along here with Jeff Groff. See if the traffic ahead of him is going to cost him some lap time here. Oh, yeah, he's going to slide it wide off the racetrack. That will invalidate the lap. Pick up Ben Carswell, our IndyCar reporter here on the National Racing Network. driving in the PM18 series, the Shock series for TNT. Ben also does a lot of work with the Junior Open Wheel Formula. Keep your eye on NationalRacingNetwork.com for more content out of Ben Carswell. New quick time, top of the board, Nagisa Yoshikawa, 120.681. James Watson just ahead of Yoshikawa. As James Curtis moves to second, quick on the board. Simon Fell sets a new personal best, only going to be good for third quick. We are down inside of a minute 50 left. Oh, Watson's going to go a little bit wide here. That may force Yoshikawa on the binders. Looks like he's through cleanly. Here comes Curtis, though. He's on a big-time flyer as well. Oh, a big contact between Watson and Curtis. Huge hit there. With 125 left. Oh, and Yoshikawa's going to go around. That lap will not count. Let's see what Simon Fell's going to be able to do. Top two cars both in the pit area now as we are down to 60 seconds remaining in qualifications. Fell across the line. He goes slower, 120.950. Here is Kevin Smalley, currently 8th quick. Little bit surprised to see the lap time that Smalley is running. Seeing the comment coming in here from Kenneth on YouTube. Are these open sets? Yes, they are. Actually, Shock and Bolt are both open set races. And that's going to be one of the interesting things to follow along with. Who has the car set up for the twisty bits versus who has the car set up for the speed on the long straightaways here? And does something in the middle ultimately become the best possible setup that you could have? Jeff Groff moving up to 5th quick. Checkered flag is out. Kevin Smalley's run going to come to a conclusion. He does not improve. Simon Fell working his way across the start-finish line. He's got a purple sector. What's he going to do for the lap time? 1 minute 26.85. Simon Fell going to move up to 3rd quick. Here's Mike McConville, still without a lap in the books. McConville going to have to push. And he looks to be slower than his last lap time, 123.856. Mike McConville going to qualify in the 15th position. And that should wrap up qualifying here. Alex Teeter, Ben Carswell, also on the racetrack. There's Teeter bringing his car to a stop. Mike McConville going to be the last car left on the racetrack. And Daniel Smith will be your pole sitter here this evening for the TNT Shock round number 5 at Olton Park. Just a couple of seconds remaining here on the clock before we head off to the starting grid. Mike McConville getting as much practice time as he possibly can in here. Time for the cars to make their way to the grid, and Time for us to give you tonight's starting lineup. Daniel Smith will line up on the pole for this one alongside Nagisa Yoshikawa, 0.3 of a second. The gap from first to second, but it is going to be very, very tight. Back through sixth place, Stephen Thompson. Simon Fell, James Curtis will occupy row number 2. Jeff Groff and Thompson in row number 3. Christian Jasper, Kevin Smalley on row 4. Row 5 will see Wes Shire and James Watson. Mike Barry, J.W. Miller on row 6. Peter Donchak and Alex Teeter on row number 7. Ben Carswell, Mike McConville on row number 8. Row 9 will have Rick Cleary and Bill Walker. Dave Sparks going to line up shotgun on the field. Did not get a lap in qualifying. Also, Bill Walker not getting a lap in as well. Let's see if we can sneak in a quick word here with our pole sitter, Daniel Smith. And tell you what there, brother, fantastic lap to put the thing on pole, but do you think you're going to be 0.3 quicker than everybody else the rest of the way here as well?
I have no idea where that lap time came from. Probably the fact that I ran out of fuel coming out of turn 1 immediately afterwards. But I'm going to try to do everything I can to keep that speed up.
Yeah, this is one of those races we have a feeling it may end up a little bit draft lock here down the long straightaways. What's the strategy for attack versus defense and how you're going to play that game?
Send it into the kink after that and make them work for it.
You know what? I like the answer. Full send. All right, brother, good luck here as we get ready to go green.
Thank you very much.
Daniel Smith, full send to start this one. Should be pretty darn spectacular here. Field going to make their way under the bridge. We'll give you the crank it up cams a little bit later on. Dave Sparks commenting he is under the weather with a cold. You could probably hear it in me as well. I apologize for any sniffles or anything that you may hear, but hopefully the whiskey takes care of that one. Off the final corner, green flag in the air. We're underway here at Alton Park. So far, everybody cleanly through. Nagisa Yoshikawa out to a big lead. Good battle between Stephen Thompson and Jeff Groff. Oh, and it looks like Thompson's going to go around. Thompson's going to slide off the racetrack. He'll fall all the way to the back of the field. Now the problem is you can't beach the car getting back on the racetrack. Thompson is able to do just that. Mike Barry following in at the back. And this is a 45-minute long race. Lap count is irrelevant. It is all about who's going to make it to the end of that 45 minutes first. Nagisa Yoshikawa already out to a 2-second lead over Daniel Smith. Oh, James Curtis just about goes around. Kevin Smalley getting a big piece. Oh, we're going to wad up a bunch of them here. Curtis held the brakes, but not able to get. Now he could get the car off the racetrack. But we've got carnage at turn 11. Tough break for James Curtis. Get you a look here at the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Car back end just steps out. Curtis holds the brakes. Smalley got a piece. Christian Jasper got a big piece. He goes around. Several other cars going to pile in. One of those instances where holding the brake, maybe not the best idea, unfortunately, but James Curtis, Kevin Smalley, Christian Jasper, Peter Donchak, all getting a piece of that early incident. And no backup cars are available in the TNT Shock Series. So looks to be night over for several of those race cars. Nagisa Yoshikawa is your race leader, but Daniel Smith is closing in quickly. What was a 2-second gap is down to 0.6. Oh, now we're seeing trouble for Simon Fell and Jeff Groff. Same spot that Curtis went around. Simon Fell going to do the exact same thing. Groff will have some front wing damage. Man, James Watson, good Lord, he is absolutely all over the place, but how about it? James Watson up 7 positions to run third. J.W. Miller holding on to fourth, Wes Shire fifth. Those 3 cars all going to be in a line. Third, fourth, and fifth. 6th place, Alex Teeter, about a half second back. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now. Watson able to open things up on Miller. Wes Shire not going anywhere, though. He's going to live on the rear wing of J.W. Miller's number 6. Shire gets a great run through turn 1. See what he's going to do out here to turn number 2. Quickly down into 3. Man, I tell you what, it is so tough to get the car. You got to keep the momentum build up. Shire having a peak. He's going to have the big toe. Almost looks like Shire backed off just a little bit on the entry to 5. Wants the big run down the long straightaway over Hilltop. J.W. Miller getting the big toe as well on Watson. None of them going to be close enough to attempt to pass into Knickerbrook. Miller showing Watson a little bit in the mirrors. Let's give you the rundown here. Mike McConville, James Curtis, Kevin Smalley, Christian Jasper, Peter Donchak, all on pit road, possibly out of the race, as J.W. Miller going to make the move on the outside of James Watson. Wes Shire going to sit right behind Watson, but Miller going to have the preferred line here into 1. Oh, they almost make contact. Watson forces his way back out in front. Let's get you a look at the weather conditions here for this one, presented by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather for eastern Pennsylvania. 64-degree ambient temperature. Winds going to be out of the southwest at 8 miles an hour. 72-degree track temperature, 81% humidity. So the car's not going to be making a fantastic amount of power with all that moisture in the air. The cooler temperatures, though, are going to be good for power, that's for sure. Fastest lap of the race right now belongs to Jeff Groff, running in the 11th position, 121.287. This is the tightest battle on the racetrack. Oh, we've got a pass for the lead, though. Get you that one on the Hot Shoe Race Swear Instant Replay. Nagisa Yoshikawa letting Daniel Smith go by. at turn number 11. Bit of an interesting strategy play there. So we go back to this battle between Watson, Miller, and Shire. Miller once again, the big toe down the straightaway. He's going to have the peak down to the inside. Watson tries to fight back on the outside. Hits the curb just a little bit. That's going to allow Wes Shire to come through. Drop James Watson back to the 5th position. Put J.W. Miller up to 3rd. Wes Shire to 4th. Only 8 minutes into this race, though. No real incentive to go absolute balls to the wall just yet. As race leader Daniel Smith sets a new quick lap time, 1 minute 20.892. Wes Shire having the peak down into turn 1. Little bit of a tag slapper off the corner. But Wes Shire now moves himself up into a podium position. Alex Teeter joining the party. Wes Shire puts out some very competitive baseline sets for the drivers to use, but they don't get the special sauce, the little secret juice that Wes puts into those sets, and it shows. The later you get in these races especially, a lot of time and effort goes into setting up the PM18 for that Homestead Coffee Roasters Tales from Rukon number 16. Shire already opening up 0.6 of a second on J.W. Miller. Everybody should stay fairly close here in this one. Trouble on the racetrack for Mike Barry. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear Instant Replay, the 7-Up colors on that number 64. Little bit wide on exit. Oh, man, nice piece of evasive driving there. Believe that was Mike McConville coming around. So J.W. Miller holding on to the spot over James Watson. 11 minutes and 20 seconds are down in this one. Let's run you through the field here. Race leader is Daniel Smith. He's going to have a 3.4 second advantage over the 98 of Nagisa Yashikawa. Yashikawa having the heartbreaker in the Bolt race just a little bit ago, trying to change his luck here in the Shock Series. Third is Wes Shire. We've watched that battle a good bit here. J.W. Miller and James Watson run right behind. Let's go a little bit further back. You pick up Alex Teeter. He's going to have Simon Fell closing in. The Spratty number 47 of Alex Teeter. Simon Fell running the 256. Currently in the 8th position is Stephen C. Thompson, already with a podium finish here tonight in the rock block. Bill Walker up 9 spots as your hard charger of the race to run in the 9th position. Very comfortable running his race all by his lonesome back there. Can't look too far, though, because Jeff Groff runs in 10th. Groff very quick in practice. Looks like trouble possibly for Simon Fell in the battle with Alex Teeter. He has a little bit of an off track. That's going to bring Stephen Thompson right up into the action. Comments are awfully quiet here this evening. Check in, let us know where you're watching from here. See if our buddy 9021 Owned is watching. How about a new fast lap of the race belonging to Jeff Groff? 1 minute 20.332. Oh, man, Thompson, big old tank slapper. He's got a moment. Collects the car back in. He will remain in the 8th position. Jeff Groff coming around Bill Walker for the 9th position just a moment ago. Slide back up here towards this battle at the front. Wes Shire still holds 3rd. J.W. Miller and James Watson going to battle here. Miller occasionally running under the Team Watson Racing banner. Let's slide back here because the battle between Simon Fell and Stephen Thompson definitely heating up, also with Alex Teeter. Oh, and a big time off for Simon Fell. He's going to bounce it off the tire barriers. We'll see if he's going to be able to continue. Simon continuing out on the grass. Rejoins the racing surface, but that car definitely not handling the way he would have wanted it to. And he's going to spin to a stop now. Fell trying to make the crossover work, slides it off the racetrack, and unfortunately that may be the end of things here for Simon Fell as he continues to have issues with an ill-handling race car. The fight's not over for Alex Teeter, though. Stephen Thompson staying right on his rear wing as we are down inside of 30 minutes remaining. Something we forgot to ask. Wonder if pitch strategy is going to come into play at all here. I would tend to think so. Probably looking at a one-stop race. So once you get down inside of about 23 minutes or so to go is when you would likely see the one-stop necessary. One car coming out of the pit lane. That is Nagisa Yashikawa. I'm sorry. Yashikawa having a little bit of an off track. Giving up a bunch of ground to two-race leader Daniel Smith. Not bringing Wes Shire any closer to the action, though. Jeff Groff making a pit stop at lap number 10. 11.6 seconds on the time of the stop as Thompson and Teeter are going to go side by side into 7. Nice pass. Gutsy move to the outside by Stephen Thompson. Put him up to the 6th position. Got about 8 seconds to go to get caught up to J.W. Miller, though, who runs in 5th. J.W. Miller on pit lane. This is going to be a little bit early to make this a one-stop race. Let's see, Miller down and away. But now the pit window is open for sure. Alex Teeter making his way out of the box as well. 6.6 seconds, the time of the stop. Tells me we're going to be looking at a 2-stop race. Pick up our race leader. See when he elects to come down. Can he make this a one-stop race? And was that the strategy call from Nagisa Yoshikawa a little bit? Here is your race leader on pit road this time. Follow Daniel Smith into his pit box. Trouble for Simon Fell. He has another incident out on the racetrack. Nagisa Yoshikawa also in the pit lane, as is Wes Shire. James Watson going to stay out on the racetrack. Daniel Smith down and away. 5.1 seconds, the time of the stop. Man, this is going to be interesting to see. If James Watson can get this to 22 minutes and 30 seconds before he has to stop, that makes it a one-stop race and changes the entire complexion of this thing, because the pit lane delta is about 24 seconds. That's what the race leaders will have to have in an advantage over Watson if he can make the one-stop strategy work. We'll pick up James Watson here in the number 39. See if he hits to hit pit lane this time. And he does. However, this is going to be very, very tight. Watson in the box. Pack that thing full of fuel. Watson going to be down and away. 7.3 seconds, the time of the stop. So let's reset the field now as everybody has made their first stops of the race. Daniel Smith, your race leader, by 11 seconds over Jeff Groff. Groff electing to come in at lap number 10. Excuse me, that would have been lap number 2 on the stop for Jeff Groff. So he's going to have to pit here as well. And fairly quickly. It basically takes the strategy and kind of flips it on its head. At this point, Groff should be able to make it to the end once he makes his pit stop. And he's going to come in right here. Everybody else will have to make one more stop here or at least should have to make one more stop. Going to promote West Shire. Shire back up to the 3rd position. James Watson is 4th. J.W. Miller in 5th. At this point now, the pit window for the final stops is open. You should be able to make it the rest of the way on the final pit stop. The big question is some of the cars, especially James Watson, who stopped at lap number 15, can he make it to the end of the race? We're seeing about 16 or so laps to go is what it's going to be from a lap count perspective. Watson was able to make it 15. I think he's going to be about 2 laps short of making it on fuel without a pretty heavy fuel save here. There is James Watson, who runs in the 4th position. Watson able to get around J.W. Miller. Tightest battle amongst the lead lap cars. Slide back here, pick up Christian Jasper fighting with James Curtis. These cars a couple of laps down to the race leaders. But Christian Jasper getting himself up to lucky position number 13. And you can see by the intervals up there on the screen, everything has spread itself out pretty significantly here. Jeff Groff did make his pit stop a lap or so ago. He's going to fall back down to the 7th position. However, Groff is going to be good to go to the end on fuel. Pick up your race leader here. Daniel Smith looking like he would come out, if he were to stop now, right about the 3rd position here. He would only lose a couple of spots and really be able to force Nagisa Ashikawa and West Shire into a strategy call that maybe they don't want to make as he comes around the lap car of Bill Walker. Pick up the battle here. James Watson, J.W. Miller, and Stephen Thompson. Oh, and Thompson goes off track. Right out of turn number 11, able to get the thing back onto the race course. Kevin Smalley making his way down pit lane. Smalley going to be a couple of laps in arrears as well. In the 11th position. Seeing trouble on the racetrack as well for James Curtis, having an issue back there in the 15th position. Mike McConville also making his way onto pit road for the final time. When do you make that all-important final pit stop? And do you have to make a final stop? If you're James Watson or Jeff Groff, Groff may have timed this absolutely perfect with the stop on lap number 2. Stopping at lap 16, our math says he should be able to make it to the end right about lap number 32. The question is, is he too far behind at this point? He's about 30 seconds or so. Oh, trouble for Watson and J.W. Miller. Both cars going off track. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Watson gets loose. Miller follows him right off the race course. Miller spins it around. Watson keeps it in a straight line. Tough break for J.W. Miller. He falls back to the 7th position. If I'm Miller now, you have to make your stop this lap if you're going to have any chance of getting back up towards the front of the field. Now Jeff Groff getting a little bit of the help that he needs here. J.W. Miller goes by the wayside, and he's going to have fresher tires than James Watson. Oh, man. Groff almost got it off the racetrack there. This place very, very tight. Trouble for Steven C. Thompson. Pick this one up. See what happened to Thompson here. Oh, man, just got it off the racetrack a little bit. Hard into the Armco barrier. J.W. Miller going to come past as Thompson has to take the toe back in. That's going to drop Thompson all the way back to 10th, and he will likely lose at least a couple of positions here as well, as we're down to the final 15 minutes here of the rock block. Seeing Scott Thompson checking in from Springfield, Missouri. Missouri, I guess, right? I think that's the right way to say it. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, brother. We appreciate it. Now Groff going to have the big look on Watson, and he will get the pass completed into turn 11. In these races with no risk of the full course caution, the overcut is almost always going to be your primary strategy call. Here is your race leader, Daniel Smith. Smith has been impeccable tonight. Nagisa Ashikawa made a little bit of a move to let Smith go by, did not defend the lead aggressively early on. We'll say it that way. And Smith has absolutely checked out. He said he was surprised by the speed in qualifying. Nothing to be surprised about here. Daniel Smith trying to become the first repeat winner this season. 4 races, 4 different winners. Mike McConville, Jason Owens, J.W. Miller, and Smith, who had a terrible week 1 week ago at Indianapolis Raceway Park, losing 5 spots in the point standings. He's going to make up a ton of ground here tonight. And drivers do have a drop week available, as Jason Owens is using this week with the vacation. Basically means you can't screw up, though. Once you've used the drop week, Smith now would likely come out about 5 seconds back of Nagisa Yoshikawa, which is what the time they're running just for the pit stop. As we see trouble on the racetrack for Bill Walker. Get you a Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Back up to turn 11. This corner has caught out several drivers so far tonight. Oh, just got a little bit wide. Car loops it around. Walker gets it off the racetrack. Ooh, man, lucky he didn't get the car beached there. Walker grabs the gear and away he goes. Seeing an off track for James Watson, giving up a couple of seconds worth of time to Jeff Groff. Anticipate seeing the race leader on pit road in about 3 laps. Well, maybe not. He's coming this time. Daniel Smith on pit lane. Thank you for making the announcer look like an idiot there, Mr. Smith. Smith going to hit his box. Car is up and down and away, 4.92 seconds. Nagisa Yoshikawa does come past, but it may not matter because Yoshikawa is going to have to make the pit stop. Looking at things right now, Yoshikawa actually would come out in about the 5th position. And Daniel Smith, there you see him popping into the shot. He's only about 2 seconds behind Yoshikawa, so should be clean and green to the finish here for Daniel Smith, so long as he keeps the car on the racetrack anyway. Here's Wes Shire about 5 seconds back of Smith right now. Going to be interesting to follow along here with Nagisa Yoshikawa. Somehow, I don't know that the overcut strategy can work at this point. And it looks like it will most certainly be a 2-stop race for everybody. Yoshikawa stopping at lap number 14. So right in the window here for where the 98 will head to pit road. James Watson, J.W. Miller both making their final stops, as does Alex Teeter. Watson down and away, 4.25 seconds. Trouble for Wes Shire. See what happened to the Homestead Coffee number 16, trying to get to the outside of Mike McConville. A little bit off the racetrack, car loops around. Shire gets the car stopped in the middle of the racetrack. See if he's able to keep it rolling. He does, but a tough break there for Wes Shire. Yoshikawa's advantage over Daniel Smith down to 2.5 seconds and a big-time lockup there into turn number 5. Tires definitely starting to go away on the 98. Still waiting on final pit stops from Nagisa Yoshikawa and Wes Shire. Picking up Shire here. Looks like he would come out of the pits about 1 and change seconds behind James Watson. So he's going to try to make that ground up as your race leader hits pit lane for the final time. Going to be 4 Cooper tires, a full tank of fuel for Nagisa Yoshikawa. He's down and away 5.05 seconds. Pretty good stop, but it won't be enough. And in fact, he's going to lose the 3rd position to Jeff Groff. The question now is, can Groff make it the rest of the way? Wes Shire down and away out of his box, 5.58 seconds, the time of the stop. And that will conclude the regularly scheduled pit service, with the exception of this car. Jeff Groff going to be a little bit questionable on fuel. We figured a one-stop strategy would be a few laps short. He stopped on lap 2, again on lap number 16. Field currently working lap number 30, and we still have about 4 to go. Going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. Pick up the battle between Wes Shire and James Watson. They've got a lap car in between. That's Bill Walker. Watson able to come past Walker in the run down to turn 11. This the battle for the first position outside of the podium. Let's pick up Jeff Groff here and see if he's going to have to make the pit stop here. Yes, he does. Here's Jeff Groff. Oh, man, very tight on if he's going to be able to get that car woed up. We'll see if the penalty is applied. It looks like Groff should come out ahead of Wes Shire. He's down and away 5.2 seconds. Shire still 7 seconds in arrears as we are down to 3 minutes left to go. Nice strategy call by Jeff Groff, running a good pace throughout the race, able to come back from an early race issue to actually be up a couple of positions from where he started this thing. And Groff's going to have about 10 seconds now on Wes Shire for the 3rd position. This race has been all about Daniel Smith at the front, though. should be 2 laps remaining here. Lap times in the 1 minute 21 second bracket right now. Impressive drive out of Daniel Smith here tonight. Cars seem to work very good, both in the straight line, in addition to carrying the speed through the twisty bits. That second half of the racetrack that James Watson talked about on the Bolt broadcast. Taking a look at the standings report here. Daniel Smith, 1 race run so far this season. He has 1 win, 1 top 5, 1 top 10. Couple of bonus points. But with issues for several of the drivers at the top of the point standings, we are really going to see things jumble up here. Mike McConville, Wes Shire, Kevin Smalley, Jason Owens, and James Watson were your top 5 entering tonight. McConville currently running in the 12th position. Wes Shire, the best of the lot thus far, he runs 4th. Kevin Smalley having the early issue. Smalley now runs in the 10th position. Jason Owens, a did not start. James Watson runs in the 5th position. You hate to think about using or considering that you're going to have the drop week here, but off the final corner, checkered flag is in the air. Daniel Smith gets the win at Alton Park. Fantastic drive for Daniel Smith. Nagisa Yoshikawa, 19 seconds in arrears. He comes across the line to claim the 2nd position. And we've got to go another 14 seconds back to find Jeff Groff. Groff comes across the line in 3rd. There's Wes Shire claiming the 4th position. James Watson securing 5th. Follow along with J.W. Miller through the final couple of corners here. Alex Teeter, the final car on the lead lap. He will come across the line to finish in the 7th position. Show you your race results here as we get ready for some victory lane interviews. Daniel Smith, the winner by 19 seconds over Nagisa Yoshikawa. Jeff Groff rounding out the podium. Wes Shire and James Watson, your top 5. 6 through 10 belongs to J.W. Miller, Alex Teeter, Bill Walker, Ben Carswell, and Kevin Smalley. Good run for Carswell. 11th, Christian Jasper. 12th, Mike McConville. 13th position is James Curtis. 14th, Simon Fell. 15th, Stephen Thompson. Mike Barry, Rick Cleary, Peter Donchak, and Dave Sparks round out the field as your race winner going to burn them down here on the front straightaway. Pulls it into the pit lane, and we're going to get ready to talk to our winners here in victory lane. Let's pick up our race winner here. Daniel Smith, I tell you what, bud, Nagisa looked like, I don't want to say he let you by, but he didn't at least defend the lead aggressively early on. And that was all you needed, man. That car was on rails tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I know I didn't get off to the best start. The green flag dropped earlier than I expected, and he got the jump on me there. But yeah, once I got by him, it was just night and day. The car just hooked up, and it was gone from there.
One of the interesting things that we were starting to look at were some of the possible strategy calls, and it really, you absolutely nailed it. The only other alternative would be something like what we saw Jeff do with an early stop and some of that kind of stuff, but I guess you really don't need to think that way when you're going to be that much faster than everybody else.
For me, I did the quick mental math on one of the straights that we were going to be short and that a one-stop wasn't going to work, and came into the pits the first time, and my crew chief told me we'd need 29 liters to the end, and this series we only run 20 liters, so that made that pretty clear, and I just cut it in half and went from there.
Yeah, it was a spectacular drive all the way around, very impressive, and a massive points night here. Now, obviously, they have the drop week in the TNT Shock series, so you can't take the point standings as total gold here, but you've got 2 starts, 2 wins, and you're the first repeat winner. You think you can make a run at a championship here with still more than half the season to go?
We'll have to see. I definitely am looking forward to running more races in this series for the rest of the season. Who knows? Maybe my luck will continue, and we'll see. I hope to be at the next one and hope to put on another good show.
All right, bud. Well, hey, congratulations on the win here. Let's get the sponsor plugs and thank yous taken care of here before we let you go.
I just want to give a big shout out to my teammate Tony and my friend Eric, who's been a great mentor to me, especially around this track. He loves this track. I've learned a lot from both of them, and want to give a shout out to both of them. So thanks, guys.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Let's bring in our runner-up finisher now, Nagisa Yashikawa. And I tell you what, Nagisa, the car was very, very quick. I don't know that anybody was going to keep up with Daniel tonight, but the car looked quick and the strategy calls were good to get you on the podium.
Yeah, Daniel was really fast, but yeah, the strategy was decent. I was very indecisive at the beginning because I started fuel saving and then I stopped and I started again. But eventually, I just put my head down and ran some quick times and eventually came out second. So I'm pretty happy with that. Makes up for the last race.
Yeah, you put on a fantastic show in this one. Was that the thought process? It looked like you didn't defend the lead overly hard early in the race. Was that the start of maybe if I start fuel saving, we could make it a one-stopper?
I was gonna let Daniel by anyways because I knew he was a lot faster, and I was gonna start fuel saving a little bit because I knew we had a big gap to the guys behind, and then I eventually just kind of gave up on that. But I don't think I would have been anywhere near him anyways. So, and yeah, Jeff was pretty fast too. He got caught up in the incident, but I think he was faster than me as well.
Yeah, that was it was a fun drive for sure, and the Spratty car is having a pretty good night here. You come home second, Alex comes home seventh. Not a bad night for the team as well.
Yeah. Glad for that. I don't get to run the series as much as I would like to, but it's really fun. So yeah.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. Here, let's get all the sponsor plugs and all that stuff taken care of here before we let you go.
As if I have sponsors. No, thanks to the team and everything, and yeah, hopefully I can run some more. Won't be here next week. I'm busy, but yeah, thanks to everyone and all the other competitors for clean racing.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that tonight. We should make mention of that. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And looking forward to seeing you again here in a couple of weeks. And let's bring in our third place finisher here tonight, Mr. Jeff Groff. I tell you what, Jeff, the early race incident that we saw was kind of ugly. And then you made the strategy call just work. That was really an impressive drive.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is my first podium interview, by the way. So glad to be here. But yeah, I lost my wing there, and I just decided I'm not even gonna try to last it out. Just gonna go into the pit, get fixed, and get right back out there. And I was on attack mode for the rest of the go, so it worked out well.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing. You stopped at lap 2. I saw your second stop come at lap 16, and I'm going, there's no way he can make this to the end of the race. Ultimately, though, really, if you're just going to go balls to the wall, it really doesn't matter. You stop when you have to stop at that point.
Yeah, I wish I had a little bit more fuel to make it to the end, but I saw that it was dwindling down to the last few minutes and had to get in there.
Yeah, it was a fantastic show tonight, and it was fun to watch you come through the field and be able to kind of play the strategy games with everybody. So congratulations on your first podium with the TNT series, and let's get any thank yous or sponsor plugs that you want to get out of here, too.
Yeah, thanks. I want to shout out to my wife, Kaylee, and my kids, Dylan, Olivia, and Nathan. My parents in Orange County, her parents in San Diego County. And thanks for letting me join. It's fun.
Yeah, you know what? Looking forward to more conversations with you as the season goes on here. So something tells me you're going to be at the front a bunch here. So congratulations once again, Jeff. And with that, we are going to wrap up a pretty darn good night of broadcast iRacing content here on the National Racing Network. A lot of fun here in the TNT Rock Block. And a whole lot more coming over the rest of this week. Coming up tomorrow night, it'll be the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. Couple of spectacular guests. Let me pull it up here. We can actually give you the names. We can even tell you who they're going to be talking to. Going to have Zach Newland on. Made his first start with the World of Outlaws on Saturday night. Going to be running the Allen Pride number 29 weekly next year at Port Royal for his first 410 full-time season. Also going to have Mike Batts, the promoter of Linda's Speedway in Jonestown, Pennsylvania. You can probably assume what that announcement is going to be and why the guys are going to be talking to Mike here, but looking forward to that one. Thursday night, well, we can tell you what it is. The National Racing Network going to be live coverage of the 32nd annual Linda's Speedway National Open coming up this weekend. You don't want to miss it. One of the best micro sprint races in the country. Absolutely stacked fields coming up for that one. Looking like we're at almost 50 of the 600 wingless cars. 52 270 micros going to be out there as well for a couple of nights of racing. Love the Linda's National Open weekend. Before that, though, we're going to have the Grid Rival Ezra IndyCar Series as well as the Indy Pro 2000 Championship coming up on Thursday night. We got content all the way straight through till Sunday. You don't want to miss any of it right here on the National Racing Network. But with that, we are getting out of here. It's been a long night in the broadcast booth. For Connor Baldwin, our camera designer and assistant producer extraordinaire, my name is Chris Graham. It has been a pleasure to spend the evening chatting with you. Looking forward to do it again tomorrow night. Till then, talk to you soon. Have a great night, everybody.